I got this story here that I thought I saw the headline on this one, and this is very entertaining to me. As a radical atheist myself, I'm not sure about you. I find this to be very funny. So let me read this one. This is whoa. I just did something really bad on my screen. Okay. Michigan County caves to secularist pressure over holding prayers before legislative meetings. Isn't that weird? I thought we lived in this country that had like no state religion. I mean, hey, like you can have whatever religion you want, right? But like I always thought it was strange, right? That whenever you go to a county meeting, they do these prayers to God. They stand up and all stare at like a cloth thing in the corner, and they put their hands on their hearts and they go like, "I love this flag. I will die for this flag. I will do anything for this flag except take a vaccine."
Except for get a vaccine.
Yeah, it's like so. And so I love this headline here from Fox News: Michigan County caves to secularist pressure. Right? Like it's really good. So I want to read a little bit of this and then I'll go to you. A Michigan County board stopped holding prayers before legislative meetings last month, and a Christian conservative legal organization argued that the board caved under incomplete information from a secularist nonprofit, despite the Supreme Court's repeated approvals of longstanding practices. The Leelanau County Board of Commissioners voted 5-2 in January to remove the prayer portion of their meeting and replace it with a moment of silence after the Freedom from Religion Foundation, FFRF, which advocates for atheists, agnostics, and promotes the separation of church and state, sent them a letter in September urging to end the practice. I would prefer just no moment of silence, just like get to the business. Like I want to get home. I don't need to be sitting here for an extra 3 minutes. That's just my opinion. But anyway, what do you think about this?
Well, first it's Leelanau, so just an FYI on that.
Thank you.
I love what the Freedom from Religion Foundation does. I do. I think it's great. We have a separation of church and state in this country, and we're supposed to, which means, simply put, no religion in your government and no government in your religion. Can you imagine, right? That's the foundation, one of the foundations of this country. And so it's ridiculous that we even had a situation where, you have people that have to, do the prayer or whatever, listen into the prayer during, official business. That's not what it's for. If you want to do church, go to church. Leave the church out of the government. Yep. I love what they're doing.
Yep. And this is like the same thing that happened with schools. Like all these weirdo morons are like, oh, they took prayer out of schools, and that's why
Jesus is out of school.
Like I don't know about you, but I think there's a lot of problems in school, and prayer being removed is probably not on the list of problems I would solve.
Right?
Yeah, it's just incredible. Let me see if there's anything else. In response, the First Liberty Institute, a law firm dedicated to defending and restoring religious liberty. Again, defending and restoring religious liberty, aka enforcing it on everyone else, right? Like that's the ultimate liberty, is where everyone has to deal with us and we don't ever tolerate anything anyone else does. That's liberty. That's the definition. Wrote its own letter to the board dated Tuesday over concerns they ended the practice based on an inexcusably incomplete information and legal analysis. And then we got this guy here. I like that guy.
Literally in the First Amendment. Like, what kind of analysis can you get for that?
The guy who wrote the Declaration literally ripped up the Bible and made his own version. Like, he wrote the Declaration of Independence that started this country, and one of his projects was making a scrapbook based on ripped up pages of the Bible, right? So it's it's incredible. But anyway, do you have anything else about that one?
The reaction here, like, I can't believe you're infringing upon my religious liberty. Oh, really? Are you able to actually go and pray whenever you want? Well, yes. Okay, are you actually able to go to church every Sunday or whenever you want? Well, yes, of course. I'm able to do that. Okay. But what about Ahmed over there? Can he just?
I would love to see.
Will you be okay? Will you be okay with Ahmed saying, what is that? Allahu Akbar.
Sure.
No,
Yeah, I
your
would
head
love
would
to see that in
explode.
like one of these county meetings, like during this like moment of silence, or like let's say like this is one where they pray or whatever, right? I would love to see, oh, it's a moment of prayer, and then like what would happen if a Muslim started praying, right? Like in like
Right?
everyone in the room would freak the fuck out, and they would call the cops, right? Like and that's the thing. It's like it's so obviously like they use these words like liberty and freedom, and
Hmm.
they don't mean anything. And then there's like a whole portion of the country, right, that just goes, oh yeah, liberty, like yes, that's my freedom. It's like, okay, if you want to pray or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
Personally, it's not for me. Like if I'm going to a county meeting, I want to get some work done. Like the idea
Right.
that we need to pledge to the flag at a county meeting. What did we forget what country we're in? I went to
Yeah,
this
that's
county
also
meeting and it's
weird.
in Canada. I guess I accidentally went to the wrong county. Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, like the whole thing is the whole, pledging allegiance to the flag too. I mean, that's like super, super weird for one. That's North Korea shit. And we're not supposed to be North Korea here, or China, I guess, if you want to say that,
or
right?
Nazi Germany.
Um, yeah, that's another great example. And so we're not supposed to be that. And by the way, fun fact, the whole, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the whole pledge thing was actually, especially when they added the like under God,
Oh yeah,
that
I
was
think that was done
to
in the
fight the
50s or
godless
something.
communists.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah. And then and
yeah.
it's still there. Like it's the I remember when
Yeah.
I'm a radical atheist, right? So when I was young, I didn't stand up for the pledge because of God. And I
Mhm.
almost got into a fight over that at one point, but that's a fun story. But again, like it's incredible. Like the fact that people
Yeah.
just like blindly like worship like a country or a religion to me is astounding. I personally I my brain doesn't work that way. But the idea that they're going to simultaneously advocate for liberty while enforcing that on everyone else. Like I want to go to the county meeting and talk about like the goddamn like parks and recreation budget. I don't want to be listening to your 7-minute diatribe about God and country and how the world is amazing, right? Because it's just like it's on top of everything, it's a waste of my time. Like it's
It
just
is.
like I want to get things done. I want to work. I'm like I got a life here. But again, it's
Yeah, and just one more point about like how for them freedom doesn't mean anything. I did a story yesterday where I talked about how I believe it was Texas, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick decided that he would like to actually ban critical race theory from colleges. It wasn't in K through 12. And now they're like, oh, since we banned it in K through 12, now we're going to go after the quote unquote loony Marxist professors at UT and ban them from teaching critical race theory, which again is an optional college level course. No, we're going to ban it anyway because we don't want anybody to learn it. And yet they say that this is, and this is like the best part. Patrick is running like a think tank called Liberty.
that's doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean
Liberty is a
anything. The
dog
words don't
whistle.
mean anything. That's all it is.
But like if you go to
I mean,
college and you want to learn about the economy, they're going to tell you that the invisible hand is like law of physics, right? Like, it's
yeah,
like you got gravity, you got black holes, and you got the invisible hand. Like there is just the tide goes in, the tide goes out. You can't explain it. It's just the way the world works. Right, but that's not like if there was like a Democrat that advocated for like legislation to ban the invisible hand theory from colleges.
right.
I wonder what the reaction would be. Right now, obviously, a Democrat would never do that. Right, they love the invisible hand.
The authoritarian Marxism.
Right,
How
but
dare
it's
you?
just, it's so obviously demented in every way, shape, and form, and these people are just like it's incredible that they honestly like they can get up in the morning without aid or comfort, like like it's like they can just walk around, like and they're driving. This is something I love to say. These motherfuckers are driving cars, like
Yeah.
we give them a license to like operate a several ton death trap, right? Like that's just normal. They drive cars. Like, can you imagine? Like this motherfucker thinks liberty is when you enforce your religion on someone else and you let them drive a car. Like to me, that's just incredible.
It's the hypocrisy right there. It's just so glaringly obvious that you'd have to be blind to it not to notice, or you just intentionally not actually care about what the United States is supposed to be founded on, not care about the First Amendment at all, unless, of course, it applies, only to them and their quote unquote religious freedom, which just basically means hating gay people, hating trans people, and pretending that racism never existed.
Yep. It's definitely Looney Tunes for sure. All right, that's pretty much all for the stories.